Attention Mineola customers. This weekend, October 5th and 6th, only train service to Oyster Bay will be available at this station as work to replace the National Boulevard Bridge gets underway. Instead, use the Hempstead or Garden City stations this weekend. For details, see mta.info.
So this is what the service plan is doing to our town, but here is my idea. Okay, so we are looking at a Long Island Railroad map, and I want to go over what they're doing again when they do these outages and what they should be doing. All right. First, we're going to go over what they do during these outages. So, if the outage is west of Mineola, so let's say there's an outage here, like for instance, Merillon Avenue, all right, or Culvert Avenue, all right. If it's west of Mineola, what they wind up doing is shutting down the entire main line. So they shut down the entire thing west of Hicksville, even though they could run trains to Mineola because they're doing other work in this area. I don't know what they're doing, but they say they're doing other work, and obviously they want to kind of, get as much done as possible, and I kind of understand that. But the problem is that they shut this whole thing down. All right, except for Floral Park. Sorry, my messing drawing. They shut this whole thing down, and then they tell people, well, we're not going to provide a shuttle bus except to go from Mineola to Hempstead. All right, and nobody's going to Hempstead because of the area it's in. All right, so, and then they run extra trains on the Hempstead Branch, so you get every, 2 trains an hour every 30 minutes. All right, 30 minutes. All right, so that's what they do. But as we saw last night, hardly anyone is taking the Hempstead Branch. They're all opting to go to the South Shore. They're all opting to go to the pretty little Babylon Branch, where they're running extra trains, 4 trains an hour, a lot of the time, 3 to 4 trains an hour, down the Babylon Branch, diverting everybody to go to the South Shore and away from the middle of the island, which is hurting the middle of the island. All these towns down here in the South Shore are enjoying all the extra business, while our towns are dying. All right, so they've got 3 to 4 trains an hour going down here. All right, and then if you want to travel off, go to Ronkonkoma, for instance. If you want to go to Ronkonkoma, then you have to take a shuttle train from Babylon all the way back up to Hicksville to go, and then you have to get on an electric train. So this is the second train here that you have to get on. All right, your shuttle train, and then you have to get on an electric train to go here. So that's 3 trains an hour because they're not running the Z train. All right, 3 trains you have to take. 3 trains. You have to take the train to Babylon, then the shuttle train to Hicksville, and then the train out to Ronkonkoma. And the same thing for your Huntington trains. You have to do the same thing. Everybody's directed to go to Babylon, take the shuttle train, and then get your train service at Hicksville. All right, and it's prone to causing a lot of delays and a lot of problems. When the Z trains ran, it was always usually a pretty smooth operation, but instead they decided to change that. And worst of all, we don't have any shuttle buses running between New Hyde Park and Hicksville, so you're on your own and you're stuck with Nice Bus, which is not reliable and doesn't run all night, as we spoke about. So let me erase this and show you what they should have done. All right, now also when they do the work east of Mineola. We'll clear this out. Let me clear this out. So, when they do the work east of Mineola, and let's say there's an outage east of Mineola, and they're, say, replacing the bridge, let's say Urban Avenue, like they did. All right. Service runs to Mineola. All right. Hourly electric service runs to Mineola, and then you have the Oyster Bay line, which is cut back to every 2 hours instead of running every hour to pick up the slack. All right. So, we do have service at Mineola. 1 train an hour, and then we have a train every other hour on the Oyster Bay line. All right, and again, outage, no shuttle buses being provided in this area where the outage is. So Carle Place and Westbury are on their own, and there's nothing nearby for these stations for people to. Again, they're stuck pretty much using Nice Bus, and the same thing again when the outage is done. They send all the extra trains. They have extra trains on the pretty little Babylon Branch, extra trains to the pretty little Babylon branch, and then you got to take your shuttle again, like I just drew here. You got to take the shuttle up from Babylon to Hicksville to connect to service to go east, instead of running the Z train like they've always done. All right. So I meant to draw it like this. All right. So this is the problem, and again, no shuttle buses yet. When they shut down the Long Beach branch, remember when they shut down the Long Beach branch, and they're going to be shutting down the Port Washington branch? Well, let's take a look at that on the graph again. All right, we all know why they're running the extra service, and this is because the money is down here, because Wall Street's down here. All right, the snobs, pretty much. All right. So let me show you what they do there. When they did Long Beach branch, and I'm not good at. I'll draw up another one already because it's easier that way. So when they did the Long Beach branch, they shut down service. I think it was to replace, do Sandy-related work in this area. So I think they were doing Sandy-related work in this area. Were they told, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're on your"? First of all, the excuse the Long Island Railroad said, "Oh, there are no other branches nearby." What about the Babylon branch? That's right by there. Why can't they just be directed to take the Babylon branch like we are? No, that's not what happens, again, because of the money. So instead, what they get is shuttle buses. They get a shuttle bus. Every station gets a shuttle bus. Long Beach, Island Park, Far Rockaway, even all the way out to Valley Stream, they get shuttle buses. They get a shuttle bus. All right, they're not told, "Well, sorry, you're going to have to take the N15 bus." They're not told that. The N15 runs out of Long Beach fairly late at night. They're not told, "Oh, just take the N15. Nope. Nope. They got their own shuttle buses just because of the demographics. And the same thing with the Port Washington branch. Again, because there is some money in Port Washington too, so they get some preferential treatment too. Not as much as the Babylon branch, but it's the same thing. Outage, they're replacing a bridge in Bayside. All right? Right here. All right? They're not directing people, "Well, sorry, you're going to have to take the N15 at Great Neck and take that to Flushing and then take the subway." They're not telling people to do that. Again, they get their own shuttle bus because they're taken care of, all right? But for us, we're told no shuttle buses for us, no buses for us. So it's clear discrimination what's going on. The Long Island Railroad is breaking the law. And I've spoken about that before, but let me tell you what I would do if I was in charge of the Long Island Railroad, because this bird-brained idea that they're doing right now, it can't come back when they start this project again next year, when they start closing down the main line again. It can't. And this will be submitted to the Long Island Railroad for review. I want them to change the setup because it's clearly not working. Our towns are dying. The Babylon branch, there's some overcrowding issues there, as well as the Port Washington branch. It's bad for the environment, having everybody drive somewhere else to catch a train. They should be providing shuttle buses. So let me tell you what I would do. So, let me just zoom this in a little bit. So for projects that require a closure west of Mineola. All right, so we have a project, let's say, that requires no service at these stations here, west of Mineola. All right, because let's say they're doing some work to replace. Let's say they're replacing the new Hyde Park Road Bridge. All right, that'll probably be the next thing west of Mineola that they're going to do. All right, so they won't be able to provide service west of Mineola. Okay, so and maybe they're going to do extra work here at Carle Place in Westbury. All right, but I understand why they want to kind of do this to speed things up. So let's say that the whole main line has to be shut down again between Floral Park and Hicksville. All right, understandable. It's work being done. You run the Oyster Bay branch every 2 hours. All right, like they're doing right now. All right. But instead of having no service and telling people to go to the Babylon branch, we're going to run extra service there, what they should be doing is actually providing a shuttle bus between Jamaica and Hicksville. And then they should be providing another shuttle bus between Mineola and Garden City, along with every 30 minutes on the Hempstead Branch. So every Hempstead Branch gets every 30 minutes, all right? All right, so you can have a shuttle bus And this shuttle bus will be there'll be two types of shuttle buses. One will be an express that'll go to New Hyde Park and Merillon Avenue, and then another will be an express that'll go to Mineola. So you'll have one that goes from here to New Hyde Park, and then another express that goes out to Mineola, and then another express that goes out to Westbury, Carle Place, and Hicksville. All right. And then there'll be a local bus that'll make all these stops. So it'll be a local bus that'll go from New Hyde Park to Hicksville, making all stops. And everybody it will take that local bus if you need to connect with service in Hicksville. The second change I would make: bring back the Z train. All right, just bring back the Z train. You're gonna have Z train service direct out of Penn Station. It'll go to Babylon. It'll make a stop at Babylon, so it'll be an express from Penn Station stopping at Jamaica. So it'll be one stop here, then another stop at Babylon. All right. Then it goes up, stops at Bethpage toward Hicksville, stops at Hicksville, and then does its other reversing. All right. All right. And this Z train will be a connection for the folks to connect up with the Huntington Port Jefferson train. All right. So this Z train, hourly Z train service, you have the connection here. Z train will be as long as I think the Cannonball train. We have enough diesel equipment to do it. We might have to reduce some service, and you know, I don't care if we have to reduce service for the Montauk branch and then have the Montauk branch use shuttle buses. But I want the Z train. All right. Well, actually, you could do is you could have you could do it either way. You can go to Jamaica and catch a shuttle bus to Hicksville, or you can go via the Z train. We'll have it both ways. All right. So take the Z train. Does its first reverse move at Babylon, second reverse move at Hicksville, then east stops at Bethpage again. We'll have it stop at Bethpage twice because it makes sense that way, coming back from the city and going toward the city. All right, so, but the trains that go east from here, well, maybe we don't have it stop at Bethpage. Maybe we skip Bethpage and just have the Bethpage served by the regular Ronkonkoma train. Maybe that makes the most sense. But then you go that way, and then it goes out. Well, actually, no, this is the Z train. I keep forgetting. It's the Z train. So it stops at Bethpage and then Hicksville and then out to Ronkonkoma. Z train, one-seat ride for folks on the Ronkonkoma branch, which deserve that one-seat ride. Instead of taking 3 damn trains, which may or may not wait. All right? And then for the Huntington branch, you change at Hicksville. Either you go via shuttle bus or you can take the Z train and hourly service to Huntington, and then every 2 hours to Port Jeff. All right? All right? Now, they said in the summer we don't have the equipment. Well, the summer's over, and they're still not giving us our Z train. So the Z train needs to come back, and if there's a shortage of equipment, here's again what I would do. All right? And I'm sorry for the little tourist people that are going out to the Hamptons, all the little preppy people that are going out to the Hamptons in the summer. You know, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to get on. I probably would have all service terminating at Spionk, and then, or some trains, because we're not going to have the equipment, so some trains are going to have to terminate at Spionk, and you're going to have to get on a shuttle bus. All right, I'll have a shuttle bus take you out to the Hamptons, or maybe some type of cross-honoring arrangement. This is why Hampton Jet needs to be bought out by the MTA, so we could have use that for shuttle buses as well. But again, why should everybody over here have to suffer so the people out here keep their trains? No, I don't think that's right. Not at all. So again, that's what I would do in regards to a full main line closure. Now we're going to talk about what I would do when the work is done east of Mineola. So now we have work being done east of Mineola. And we're going to have, let's say you have an outage over here. This is going to be a lot more simpler now and a lot less complicated. So let's say you have an outage over here. Let's say they're replacing the School Street crossing over here, all right? They have to shut down service east of Mineola, all right? So Mineola will have half-hourly service. And this is how we would do it at Mineola, right? How we do, because when they do this, they give Mineola only hourly service with the Oyster Bay train and running every 2 hours, which, again, is not fair, all right? So what I would do, you have 1 hour, you have the electric trains turning at East Williston. That's 1 train every hour, all right? And then you have hourly service on the Oyster Bay train, all right? So you're going to have increased service on the Oyster Bay line, all right? And this will also be 1 hour. So that way you have every 30 minutes at Mineola. See, shouldn't I be the Long Island Railroad president? No, they wouldn't hire me because obviously I go against a certain demographic. But Phil Eng, if you're watching this, this is what you should do. All right? So again, Mineola would get every 30-minute service. All right? The Oyster Bay and the trains that are turning at all right. Now, as far as the Carle Place in Westbury, you're going to be running a shuttle bus. All right, so you're going to have a shuttle bus. Between a shuttle bus, no, you're not going to tell people to take nice bus. You're going to provide an actual shuttle bus for people to go between those two places. All right, and that shuttle bus will be used for people. This is the way it was done before, all right? So I'm copying the exact plan, or almost similar. So people take the shuttle bus, all service ends, they transfer to the shuttle bus, go to Hicksville, that shuttle bus connects up to the Huntington service, all right? And again, you have hourly service to Huntington and 2 hourly service to Port Jeff, all right? Ronkonkoma line gets its Z train back. The only change I would make again, you have the Z train stopping at Penn Station, You have the Z train stopping at Penn Station, Jamaica, then Express stops at Babylon. All right, the reason why it has to reverse at Babylon anyway, so I might as well have it stop there, and then goes up to Hicksville. All right, so people can connect up, make their connections at Hicksville. Normally it reverses over here at Bethpage and then heads back. Instead, I have it go up to Hicksville. This way you don't have to run a bus between Hicksville and Bethpage, people traveling between Hicksville and Ronkonkoma. Reverses and then goes out to Ronkonkoma. Bingo. Ton of sense, right? This makes perfect sense. So why isn't the Long Island Railroad doing it? Why isn't the Long Island Railroad doing it? This is what you should be doing with the Long Island Railroad, and cut this stuff out, all right? And yeah, you're getting this video sent to you because I am disgusted, all right? We have a chance now before the next track work is done, and they have to close the main line again until next year. We're not going to be done again this year. You have plenty of time to change the setup because what you're doing right now is not working, and it's illegal. You're violating our rights on the main line, and I'm not going to let you get away with it. And now we're going to look at how people are getting stranded because the Long Island Railroad is violating the law. And here's the worst thing that's wrong with this service plan, and that is that the last bus west out of Hicksville left at 10:08. Now you know the trains run much later than that. Well, here is the last bus right here, and I don't see any extra bus service being provided at all on this. So the last bus. That is the last bus, and I believe this might be the last bus to Hicksville also, this one right here. So let's take a look at that. When the last bus to Hicksville is. Actually, no, the last bus to Hicksville is 11:23 out of Roosevelt Field. But the last bus out, that was it. That was the last bus. So anyone who needs to get west from Hicksville to Carle Place or Westbury or anywhere else, you're stranded, basically. If you need to get to Mineola, you'll have to go all the way back to Jamaica, or maybe you can get to Freeport, maybe get the 4041. I don't know how. The last one might have already left on that too, so I'm going to have to look at that too as well. So we're looking at the 22 again. Actually, this bus, there actually was a bus that came in. This bus is in Mineola now. All right, so this bus is leaving Mineola. This one is going east. I think that one doesn't go all the way out. I don't know if that one goes all the way out, but here the point is the last bus left already. That's it. There's no more buses. And looking at the 4041, there's nothing. There's nothing even showing up on here. So people again are stranded. People are getting stranded as a result of this project. And then there's the 24. The last bus is at 8:50. So that's it. No more buses. This is a bus out of no more buses. What about eastbound? When is the last bus going eastbound? I only see one bus on there heading west, and that's it. They have buses that do go to Roosevelt Field. There are a whole bunch of buses missing, actually, on here. There's only one bus showing up. So there's missing buses. You can see it on the app right here. Missing buses. People getting stranded. And this is why what's going on is not acceptable. And this is a lie. They say extra buses are running. Extra buses will be running to accommodate the influx of Long Island Railroad riders. No, there are not extra buses. The proof is here. People are getting stranded, and it's completely unacceptable. It really is completely unacceptable, and, more importantly, it's against the law. The fact is, people are being stranded, and this is the 22 again. This is the last 22 that just left Jamaica, going toward Hicksville. So if you're in Carle Place in Westbury, that's it. You're not on that bus. You're stranded coming from the west. So we're going to look at this one more time before I wrap up this video. This is the last 22. That's it. That's the last one that's going to be heading out of Jamaica. It's the last 22. That's it. Now, first of all, the 22 should run all night. I don't understand why the 22 gets such little service. It should get a lot more service. It's a busy route. 24. This is the last. Now, this is the last one. I believe that's heading out of, let's see, 11:20. So that's the last one out of Jamaica. That's the very last bus out. So if you're coming from the city and need to get to Mineola, if you're not on that bus, you're going to have to take a train to Garden City and then walk all the way from Garden City. Because, again, there are no extra buses. No extra buses. No buses on the 4041. But guess where there are a lot of buses? On the N4. There are actually 4 buses on the route, 5 buses on the route. It's because it's the South Shore. So even NICE is doing the preferential treatment thing, where they're getting preferential treatment. They get, if you're in Rockville, Center, Lynbrook, you're never stranded. You're never stranded. You have your Babylon Branch, you have your train service, but sorry, only certain kind of people are allowed to live there. And the people who really need that kind of service, well, they're not going to be allowed to live there. Or they'll have to live in Freeport, which is a dangerous place to live. But at least they have better transit than Mineola. But this is what's going on. So that wraps up this video. How people are stranded. People need to be taking notice about what I'm doing. And we need our shuttle buses. And for the folks at NICE Bus, we need more buses on the 22 and 24. It needs to be an all-night route. You need to expand all-night service, at least to Roosevelt Field, because, Mineola, this is a busy area. How come the South Shore gets all-night bus service and we don't get all-night bus service? That's not right. That's discrimination right there, and you're doing it too. And I'm tired of this favoritism toward the South Shore. We've got to speak up about this, and I'm tired of people not speaking up about it. I really am. People, it's like I got to do most of the speaking up, and people need to get off their asses, start making videos, go to the meetings, and do something, because I can't do it alone. Thank you for watching.